Okay, we really have to start with probably the most provocative claim from the sources we looked at this week.
Yeah.
This is the headline, right? It just says, the App Store as we know it is dead. I mean, that's a massive statement. Needs some serious looking into.
It totally sounds like clickbait, doesn't it? Hyperbole. But, when you actually dig into what Google just put out, well, the statement starts to make this weird kind of sense. We're talking about Gemini Canvas, and it's this wild new AI thing. It builds like fully working apps straight from just watching a screen recording. No code. Seriously.
Okay, right. Let's unpack that. So we're doing a deep dive here into the sources talking about Gemini Canvas, this free AI-powered platform from Google. And our mission today, for you listening, is to figure out how this tool really fundamentally changes software creation, by basically removing the need to write code yourself.
Exactly. And we're going to hit three main things today. First, the core power, right? How one simple sentence, just one prompt, can spit out a pretty much production-ready app. Then we'll get into the efficiency of using different kinds of input, multi-modal inputs they call it, especially video, using video as the blueprint. And finally, the really mind-blowing part, this AI product manager feature. It acts like your, strategic co-founder constantly optimizing.
All right, let's start with that core revolution then. The sources we read are calling Gemini Canvas a tool that just vaporizes the barrier between having an idea and actually holding a working prototype.
Yeah, and that's because it's not just, another code generator spitting out boilerplate stuff. Its sources are pretty blunt, saying standalone coders are maybe obsolete because Canvas doesn't just write code. It taps into the whole Google AI ecosystem. It's kind of like owning a fully equipped workshop instead of just having one screwdriver.
Hold on, though. Calling coders obsolete, that feels like a huge jump.
Yeah.
Surely you still need professional developers for the serious architecture, scaling things up, security.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for the final steps, definitely. But that whole initial prototyping phase, that's what's getting turned on its head. The real power is what the sources call this one prompt capability. Let's use their fitness app example. The prompt was apparently super basic, like caveman-level, they said, just asking for a real-time, camera-based fitness coach that adapts the workout live.
Right, and despite that really vague, high-level request, the result was, pretty stunning, according to the reports. It instantly gave back a working prototype. Accessed the webcam, started tracking movement, counted reps, gave live feedback. And here's the really wild part. Zero debugging needed. None.
Yeah, that zero debugging claim it's huge. So why is the code supposedly so clean? It's because the AI isn't just translating words to code. It understands the intent. And it immediately applies known, clean architectural patterns. It's like it builds guardrails for you while it codes. That speed, that shift from worrying about syntax to just focusing on the meaning, the semantics, that's the new thing.
I still find myself wrestling with prompt drift in other AI systems, where you give it a complex text prompt, it just gets lost or confused. It eats up so much time.
Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, I'll admit it too. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. Trying to get really complex features specified just right using only text, it's tough. But Canvas seems designed to kind of sidestep that initial pain point by generating structured code right away, code that's maybe more resistant to that kind of confusion.
Okay, so given all this power, this complexity under the hood, does this thing require expensive access, special installs? What's the barrier to entry?
Remarkably, no. It's completely free. Anyone with a Google account can use it. It just leverages their existing setup.
Wow. Okay, zero cost barrier.
Yeah.
That means huge access, right? It directly connects the power of the tool to how easy it is for anyone to just try it out. You just go to gemini.google.com and start building.
It really does democratize some seriously powerful development tools. And once you're in, you get to choose your AI brain, basically. Which brings up a couple of terms we should probably define real quick. You've got two main choices for the foundation of your app, Flash and Pro.
Right. Gemini 2.5 Flash, that's the sprinter you said.
Yeah.
Fast for quick tests, simple apps where speed is maybe the main thing.
Correct, yeah. Quick and dirty iteration. But if you're actually serious about building a solid foundation, you probably want Gemini 2.5 Pro. Think of Pro as the master architect. It's slower, yeah, it takes a bit more time to generate. But the sources say it produces significantly higher quality code, more robust, inherently more scalable. It thinks about clean dependencies, future-proofing, that sort of thing.
That focus on robustness makes sense for anyone worried about, painting themselves into a corner later on. And what's really interesting is this integrated creative suite idea. Canvas isn't just a code bubble. You can apparently do deep research, generate logos, even process detailed spec files, like PDFs, without ever leaving the Canvas environment.
Yes, and that leads into the multimodal understanding. That's the biggest shift, I think. Multimodal just means the AI listens using more than just typed text. It can look at image uploads, read structured documents like PDFs or Word docs, and crucially, video input. That video input piece, that's the undisputed killer feature everyone's talking about.
So quick question then. Why should a learner, someone just starting out, choose the slower Pro model over the faster Flash?
Well, Pro's better, more scalable code quality. It's going to save you way more time and headaches later than Flash's initial speed ever could.
Okay, let's dig into that video-to-app revolution then, okay? Because it sounds like it replaces that whole painful specification process. The sources contrast the old way, the soul-crushing nightmare of 100-page spec docs, endless back-and-forth meetings with this new method.
Ugh, the old way. Trying to translate a vision in your head into dense technical jargon. Yeah, the new way is just show the vision. It's basically a 3-step miracle, they call it. 1, screen record the workflow you want. 2, upload that video, drag and drop it as the blueprint. 3, prompt it with one simple sentence to clarify what you're aiming for.
And the real-world example they used was cloning a voice transcription app. Something pretty common. Record your voice, transcribe it in real time, lets you download the text.
Right, and this is where the AI's intelligence really shines, acting kind of like a senior developer. The prompt they fed it apparently mentioned using the web speech API. That's just the standard way browsers do reliable voice-to-text for anyone listening who isn't familiar. And it also asked for a specific visual thing, like a countdown effect.
And the result wasn't just visually accurate based on the video, but the functional clone actually included smart error handling.
Exactly. It automatically dealt with a really common kind of subtle timing bug that pops up when you use that web speech API. That's the kind of thing a junior dev might easily miss, spend hours debugging. But the AI just included the necessary fix, the guardrails implicitly. That's real efficiency.
That's speed, turning a relatively complex workflow from a video into a working app. That seems to break a major bottleneck. So how should someone actually record that video blueprint effectively? Any tips from the sources?
Yeah, key things are show the full, clean workflow from start to finish, demonstrate the specific clicks and interactions clearly, and keep it brief, like 2 to 5 minutes seems to be the sweet spot.
All right, moving from just building stuff to actual strategy. The next layer here is this AI product manager. This isn't just a code monkey. It's pitched as a strategic partner, built right in, analyzing what you've already built.
Yeah, it acts like a strategic co-founder almost, proactively suggesting high-value improvements based on what it sees. The loop is simple, but really powerful. The AI looks at your current app structure, recommends new features that would fit well, technically and strategically. And then this is the really astonishing part. It builds and integrates the code for that new feature with just a single click once you approve it.
Source gave a great example, taking a basic webcam rep counter app and upgrading it. So the starting point was simple, just functional, tracked reps on camera.
Right. And the AI product manager looks at that simple counter and immediately sees huge untapped potential, specifically by integrating the main Gemini API. It didn't just suggest adding a button, it suggested a whole strategic repositioning of the product.
Which led to this instant transformation, basically. It added really complex features, things like AI form tips, a weekly plan generator, real-time coaching.
Whoa. Yeah, just pause on that. Imagine turning a basic little idea into a market-ready coaching app, an app that needs deep API integrations, complex new logic, and having that happen in minutes. The AI handled inserting the complex code, it understood the existing files, integrated everything smoothly. That scale, that speed, it's honestly mind-boggling.
So can Canvas handle visually complex stuff too? Like games? Or is it mainly for business-type applications?
Yeah, good question. The source actually confirms it managed to generate a functional 3D Tetris game from just a high-level prompt. So yes, it seems capable of handling visual complexity.
Okay, let's talk workflow for, say, professionals or teams. Canvas seems built for speed, instant live preview, right? No waiting for compiles or builds. That immediate feedback must speed up iteration like crazy.
Totally. And sharing is apparently effortless. You just generate a link, send it off for stakeholder feedback instantly. Plus, it has automatic version control built in, like a complete time machine for your code. So if you add a feature and it breaks something, you can just roll back super easily.
So for professional use, Canvas is the incubator, the rapid prototyping engine. But eventually, you need to graduate the app to a real production environment. How does that handoff work? getting the code out into the established developer world.
Yeah, they seem to have designed it to be pretty seamless. There's a specific code tab. It just gives you the complete, clean source code. You basically copy the manifest file and import it directly into professional tools like VS Code, which, for anyone listening who's not a developer, is pretty much the industry standard code editor everyone uses.
Okay, so you get the code into VS Code. What are those final steps outside of Canvas?
Right, the final crucial steps happen there. You need to harden the app. That means adding serious security layers, proper user authentication, connecting robust databases, and then you deploy and scale it, setting it up on servers that can handle potentially huge amounts of traffic or users.
It feels like this platform, with its integration, the multi-modal input, the free price, it could be, as one source put it, an extinction-level event for those older, isolated, expensive, code-only platforms.
It's a strong claim, but you can see the logic. Absolutely. The focus just shifts completely, doesn't it? Away from sweating the syntax of code towards solving the actual problem and having a clear product vision. And visual inputs, like those video blueprints, seem destined to replace enormous written spec documents as the main way we communicate requirements.
So what's still essential, then, for those professional tools for human developers if Canvas handles all the prototyping so effectively?
Well, they're absolutely crucial for that robust security, for managing complex enterprise-scale data, and for fine-tuning performance in systems where every millisecond counts. Canvas gets you started fast, but pros finish the race.
Okay, let's try and recap the big ideas here for you, the listener. Gemini Canvas. It's free. It understands multiple input types like video. It has this AI product manager built in. And it comes from Google, aiming to speed up prototyping exponentially. It feels like a fundamental shift in how software gets made.
Yeah, the key takeaway really is this. The main thing holding you back from building software. It's no longer your coding skill or your budget or even access to a technical team. The only thing that truly limits you now is the clarity of your imagination, the quality of your vision for the product.
The tools are officially here in your hands.
Yeah.
So the question really isn't if you can build your ID anymore. It's what are you going to build first?
And that leads to maybe one final crucial thought to leave people with. If this AI can build a complex 3D game or clone a sophisticated voice recorder just from watching a video, what kind of ethical questions or intellectual property challenges does this raise, this ability to rapidly clone existing apps? What does that mean for the original creators out there in the app stores today? Definitely something to ponder as you start exploring and building yourself.